Peacemaker and Tiptop, are they actually worth it? I wanted to upload video earlier, but I just wasn't able to due to time constraints. And playtest is down. I also do not have him on live server, so I am in the battle simulation. And here is the 4-star version, which is the only one currently obtainable. This one is at level 10. But basically they changed Gears and Quake G1 cores to better match with Peacemaker and Tiptop. So let's get over to the cores first, because they have a synergy. So okay, skin case special ability damage, okay, that's the same thing. And then rockets produced by Gears and, well, Quake, if the Quake core is used, ability. And also so they set on fire, and Peacemaker and Tiptop rockets also set enemies on fire. And the additional fire damage, yeah, equal to 75% of boss damage over 6 seconds. So, Peacemaker and Tiptop paired with Gears are actually really solid. And what do? They shoot a bouncing projectile roughly every 45 seconds that hack up to 2 enemies at long range. Hacked enemies have 112% of their attack speed and target they realize for 10 seconds. So this is actually pretty unspectacular. This is like, what, 25% uptime? 20% uptime that's very low. That's not good. And then your character regularly shoots 5 rockets, each dealing 30% of your DPS value. Pretty much Flak and Crater Maker effect. Okay, so if you do not have him on Gears and Quake, this combat can work with Prima. It can work, Some may choose to opt, and use Flak and Crater Maker instead, because they will do more damage. But otherwise they are solid. But pair with Gears and Quake, they will benefit a lot from the acid passive. Basically, it's the acid fire passive. Let me just check what other we do not have. Okay. But as you can see, there's the acid grenade and then fire, right? And as you can see, it's doing damage in quite a respectable area. Okay. Now what I think I might probably have to deploy other bots as well. Okay, you can do this. With Huffer, I can heal up my Gears, so he's gonna survive a bit longer, because I want to get the most out of him as possible, right? And show the new combat. As you can see, he's setting a pretty respectable area on fire, so we can pair it like this, let's do this, and with him this. Yeah, so it can also work, especially with combat that if you have Cosmic Rust Blaster, that would be amazing. Let's see, this is not healing. This is very little healing. These are low level bots. But you get the idea of how it works. So pair with Gears and Quake, it works really well. Without Gears and Quake, I would suggest that you just use it with Prima. It's decent combat, but not something super duper amazing. Okay, so let's see. I may lose this, but okay. Yeah, a bit short video for today, but it should give you an idea. Overall, I think it's a decent combat. Not super meta for Prime League, A pair with Gears and Quake, he can work perfectly fine, but the whole hacking thing is done very poorly. If it for at least 50% uptime, it would be great, but it's like, what, 20% uptime? That's very low. And with and outside of that, it's basically Flak and Crater Maker, but a bit of a watered down. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna get the 4-star most likely, since you can do 50k free to play if you have decently leveled up Ruination and got Neptune. But otherwise, yeah, they did not cook with this one. Again, I think he's a mid-tier combat, right? He has some uses. Again, he can work with Prima if you do not have Crater Maker or Flak or whatever. He can work with the new combat, can work with Prima, but otherwise unexceptional. But yeah, if you decide to use him, with Gears and Quake, again, make sure to have Cosmic Rust Blaster on your team. Also stuff like Prima. It can add up and it can deal a fair amount of damage, but this is more of a fun combat rather than super exceptional. So that's pretty much it for this video, and see you next one.